As brief as possible, as I second this report by Senator Danson Mungatana, the leader of delegation, alongside his colleagues, the two reports that were between 28 October and September 2024. So, Speaker, it's very interesting because as Africa, we are having great opportunity. So, Speaker, this comes as the 2 days end of Forward Africa, where the President Macron and His Excellency President William Ruto co-hosted more than 30 heads of states that were in KICC just across to discuss the role of Africa. And I'm happy the IPU and most of the issues that Senator Danson Mungatana has captured in his two reports basically looks in what the discussion we were having in Forward Africa Summit. And we celebrate the President, Dr. William Ruto, and the President Macron of France, and other 30 heads of state. And I remember, Mr. Speaker, because I'll be very brief, I saw the CNN reporter, the Larry Madao, was asking that African state was someone, but I like the response of President Akilema Akainde, responded that it is not France that summoned African states. This is the partnership in terms of agriculture, in terms of trade, in terms of good governance, in terms of peace, security, and stability, in terms of cooperation and development, Mr. Speaker. And I agree with Senator Mungatana when he says we need to improve on trade between African states. And that is why he said it takes 3 months to travel here to Ghana. Yet when you are traveling to London or America, it's within 24 hours, Mr. Speaker. So I want to celebrate the IPU, Parliamentary African Parliament, for this wonderful report. It is, we noted, Mr. Speaker, and improve even cooperation among regional economic communities, Mr. Speaker. So as a country, I think Kenya is now well positioned in terms of local trade and international trade, Mr. Speaker. And as Kenyans, we must come together. It's about the country, Mr. Speaker. And I miss Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, that whenever, even despite that he was an opposition leader, when the issues of international concern came, Mr. Speaker, sir, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga would show up and be part of the conversation about the country, Kenya. It is tragic that the current crop of opposition leaders, led by the impeached Deputy President, Mr. Speaker, yesterday tried to demean the international conference, to reduce it to village matters, Mr. Speaker. And for us who understand him, you know, his thinking cannot go beyond village mentality. And that is why he thinks around Wamunyoro only. He's suffering from what we call villagitis syndrome, Mr. Speaker. Because yesterday, he demeaned the status of Kenya, discussing about issues when United Nations Secretary General Guterres is in the country. We are discussing about the stability of Horn of Africa. We are discussing about trade, Mr. Speaker. But this limitation of village mentality, Mr. Speaker, has made him to think that everything revolves around his village somewhere in Wamunyoro. In fact, not internet. I don't know whether he knows where Garissa is, Mr. Speaker, or any other part of this, but they must be called out, Mr. Speaker. I was even surprised that he didn't even attend a side event of even addressing, Mr. Speaker, the embassy staff, let alone a diplomat. He could not meet even an embassy staff, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, he should have even met an embassy staff, even on the sideline, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks,
I just wanted to inform you that we shall extend the sitting so that we can conclude with this motion.
Okay.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was just bringing the point home and hot by saying even as an opposition leader, for the last 2 years, he has not met even one embassy staff, let alone a diplomat, Mr. Speaker. How do you want to be a leader of a country if you don't know how international relations operate? And therefore, I hope Senator Mungatana will find time and engage some of his opposition leaders who don't know what their role is, Mr. Speaker. And we respect the president. If we have differences at the local level, that one can be handled issues of politicals, Mr. Speaker. But when it comes to the international fora, we must sit as a country. And Kenya now, and we want to thank the president, in 63 years, no president like William Ruto has held international summit, including the one for African Climate Change Summit. Mr. Speaker, he has now hosted the African Forward, co-hosted by France. Mr. Speaker, President William Ruto will be going for G7 towards the end of this year to represent the position of Africa in terms of trade, economic situation, stability, food security, Mr. Speaker. No president has ever done that. This is a president that is God sent, Mr. Speaker, and I know from where you sit, you are old enough to know when the country is working. And we celebrate the president for giving the best foot forward, Mr. Speaker, including the nice-looking State House. Nowadays, it's looking better for international engagements, Mr. Speaker. So on this report, I want to appeal that as a parliament, let us take lead. We note, as Senator Mungatana said, let us take lead in food security, issues of trade, issues of good governance, transparency, accountability, and human rights issues, Mr. Speaker. In the interest of time and to allow my colleagues also to comment, I beg to second this report and request the House to note the contents of these two reports. I yield back the mic, Mr. Speaker.